Well, welcome to our driver cancellations part 2. Oh, there we go. Driver cancellations part 2. Well, we of course are talking once again about driver cancellations, which is an interesting one. Now, we're going to go through and we're going to play something. Now, this is what was on A Current Affair the other night. Let's have a listen.
They say the problem's only getting worse and are demanding the rideshare service put a stop to it.
It's the rideshare giant that promises to help you move the way you want, but some customers say Uber is doing the opposite.
The issue is that they don't pick you up half the time.
I tried to order again and again. I got up to the 4th order and I just gave up.
You don't really want to have to plan for people to have to cancel on you.
It's just gone downhill. I mean, to go to a job interview, if someone went to a bloody funeral, like if they're going to pull these tricks, and what am I supposed to do?
Dan Jackson has been using Uber for more than 6 years. While he says the service was great, he now thinks it's worse than taxis used to be.
It was great when... Oh, where are we? It was great when... Where'd the feed go? It was great when drivers weren't told how much the fares were going to be. That was good for riders. But because Uber was hiding all that information, which that's what they're good at, which is like, this is all they show drivers, well, they should be showing drivers this. But they're clearly not. So, this is an interesting story. We're going to go back to it anyway. Here we go.
I was home, I ordered an Uber, and the guy was only a kilometre away, so he sat there for about 10 minutes.
Dan says he called the...
Now, that's shit that a driver is just sitting there for 10 minutes. Like, that's just a joke,
driver twice, but he didn't answer, so he texted him instead.
Okay, you've been in the same spot for over 10 minutes. I've tried calling twice and you're not answering.
I don't know what issue on my app, but I can't see your job here. You have to cancel and book it again. I think it's network issue on app.
No, I'm not cancelling or you'll get a cancellation fee. I'm not stupid and I'm not giving you free money.
You will...
Now, drivers don't get a cancellation fee if you cancel within 5 minutes for UberX, Uber Assist, Uber XL, 2 minutes for Uber Pool, 10 minutes for Comfort and Premier. That's the facts. So, yeah.
Not get cancellation fee, okay?
You cancel.
Because I'm far from your location. And don't tell me what I'm doing. I'm doing my job. It's network issue.
I'm not telling you how to do your job. I'm telling you I know how this works and I'm not falling for it.
I said, well, I'm happy to wait all night. I'm cancelling my plans. I'll sit here. I don't mind. So he pretended to pick me up from a random location, pretended to drop me off from a random location.
Uber refunded the $9.66 fee, but Dan says the money isn't the issue.
I absolutely think it's un-Australian. Pick up your game. Look at your drivers.
The thing about Uber is that their concept is fantastic, but they can only...
Look at your drivers. Okay, now drivers are not... we're not employed by Uber. We're contractors. We're not employed by Uber. So don't think of us, oh, look after your drivers. Well...
They can only work as well as what their drivers allow them to.
James Stevens is one of our producers based in Queensland. He was on the Sunshine Coast on Saturday and tried booking an Uber to dinner.
As soon as I had someone who was coming to pick me up, they cancelled straight away. Probably waited for a couple of minutes to get another person to accept, and then they ended up cancelling straight away as well. And then the person that accepted was about 20 minutes away.
We hit the streets of Brisbane on a Friday afternoon to test it out for ourselves.
So I've just ordered an Uber for a short trip again, less than 50.
That's the problem. You just ordered an Uber for a short trip. How far away was the driver? Because fuel at the moment for unleaded is around about, if you're lucky, you can get it for about $1.97. But if you're getting diesel, you're looking at $2.30 a litre. Now, to fill my car up, which is about 65 litres, it's about $150-160. Now, I'm not going to take your little piddly piss ass short trips when I'm friggin' 10 or 15 kilometres away. So Uber really needs to pick up their game.
$15, and at the moment it's still connecting me. It's just found me a driver and says they're 7 minutes away. Out of the
7 minutes away. There you go. 7 minutes away. How many kilometres is that? That's probably under about 5 or 6 Ks, if that. Anyway, we're going to go back to the video.
5 trips we booked, only 1 cancelled.
So the driver I had did just cancel on me, and they've just taken about a minute to connect me to another driver, and he looks like he's about 8 minutes away. So relatively the same amount of time, but yeah, they did cancel on me.
Our crew went out on a Tuesday afternoon and experienced multiple cancellations. One of the drivers was only 5 minutes away, but cancelled. The driver, who was even closer to the pickup location, was then connected with the rider, but within seconds, they also cancelled. 20 seconds later, a new driver was assigned to the trip, but again, cancelled. The 4th driver was 6 minutes away and it looked promising, but when he was only 3 minutes away, he stopped and didn't move. After messaging him and getting no response, the app then showed the driver was now 30 minutes away, so we cancelled.
9 out of 10 are going to have a story like this. It's just one of those things where there's a gap in their process. There's a way that they're getting away with it.
When we contacted Uber to find out what it's doing to prevent drivers cancelling, it told The Current Affair it's proactively letting drivers know about the negative impact cancellations can have. It has an incentive program where drivers are rewarded for having a star rating above 4.7 and cancellation rate below 3%, which allows them.
That reward program is shit. We don't like it. It's nothing in it. There is absolutely nothing in it.
To be able to enjoy rewards such as viewing a rider's trip before accepting it.
Now that's actually totally false, because this is what we get. How are you viewing a rider's trip? That is not viewing a rider's trip. This is viewing a rider's trip. Yeah, exactly. I think we're friggin' stupid. Absolutely think we are friggin' stupid.
When I tried to place the order, I was waiting for the driver was on his way, and suddenly the order was cancelled and the driver cancelled on me.
Another one of our producers based in Sydney is Katerina Stefanovic. She tried to book a ride with Uber on a Saturday evening, a 15-minute journey from the CBD to her home. But after 4 drivers cancelled, she gave up.
There were no trains available, I couldn't get a cab at all, so I ended up walking, and it took me about 30 to 40 minutes to walk home through King's Cross. Lift your standards. Don't leave a young woman out on the street when she's just trying to get home safely.
Of course, cancellations can happen using any rideshare service. Dee tells us its drivers are subject to temporary suspension.
There you go. So they're going to suspend drivers for not taking trips. This is BS.
For excessive trip cancellations.
But in saying that, Diddy and Ola show drivers upfront trip information. Ola doesn't penalise drivers for not even accepting. They only penalise drivers for cancelling. But you can see the upfront information. With Uber, you can't.
While Ola will permanently deactivate drivers from its platform if they
So they're willing to permanently deactivate drivers from their platform.
cancel trips after accepting them. For other rideshare users, if you find yourself waiting on that ride, Dan offers this final piece of advice.
Take screenshots, get your evidence, go to Uber and make a complaint, get your money back.
Take screenshots. That's an interesting one. Uber can't do anything because so many drivers do this. That's the problem. Uber can't do anything. So many drivers do this, you know. That's the core. That's the problem. Like, so many drivers do it. So what is the solution? Well, the solution is Uber showing drivers this, which this is what they're doing on reserve trips, which is pretty much when a passenger makes a reserve trip with Uber Reserve, pretty much. Not this shit. Definitely not this shit. Anyway, that is the current affair. Now, there's plenty of other news articles that are going around. There's one from the ABC, which is a little bit more accurate, which sort of goes on to explain why drivers are cancelling due to high fuel cost, due to expenses going up, trying to put food on the table. That's what we're trying to do. We don't deliberately go about cancelling on customers because ultimately we don't want to put people out. But Uber is holding us hostage. That's the problem here. Uber is the one that is able to change this, and they're still refusing to change this. They need to pick up their app. Dom Taylor, you need to do something. You need to start showing drivers how much we are going to earn on a trip, where a trip is taking the driver, and if it's profitable or not. Because clearly, we're sick of taking these sort of trips which are not profitable at all. You know, it's just crap. Like, these sorts of trips, like, there's plenty of them. These are just a couple that I received not so long, which is, it's just rubbish. But anyway, you can subscribe to and watch our YouTube channel, which is Rideshare Rants. And yeah. Anyway, that is all from me. Have yourselves a good night. Take care. And if you're a driver, drive safely. And what I suggest is don't actually cancel as many trips. Just try and not accept trips that are so far away. That's what I've been doing. I've been not accepting trips that are so far away. Usually, depending on the time, it's usually about 5 minutes away. That's sort of my cutoff at the moment with the high fuel prices. And it can be a bit frustrating because you can wait longer between trips, but you're not driving as much. And it's cold, so just turn your car off. Don't worry. Don't leave it on.